typically we only find like one or two good opportunities in a week. If we look up here, you'll see that we have like maybe like one or two a week. Some weeks we have like literally no good setups. But today we actually had 4 good setups. This was probably the first time that I've seen 4 setups like this present themselves. Now, of course, we didn't take all of them, simply because it would be way too much capital being distributed at a time. These were the 4 setups, though. We only took one of these setups right here. We're looking at NRIX as the best one. As a matter of fact, this was looking like it was the best setup here out of the 4. And then the other one was RVMD. So all of them were reversal candles. VOR was a hammer candle. DYN, hammer, a potential doji as well. NRIX, which was also a hammer potential doji. RVMD was just a straight up hammer candle here. You could obviously clearly see here. Now these two in the bottom, which were NRIX and RVMD, they were slightly better for one reason and one reason only. And that is because they were green candles. So obviously the 2 on top here, which was VOR and DYN, they were red candles. So this one over here, which I think was, what is this, DYN, pretty nice candle, not gonna lie. It's a nice hammer candle, massive wick down here. Price is likely going to continue moving upward. I think there's also a good chance that it'll move sideways, but I don't think it'll come down here to this level, to these levels over here. I think the trend is pretty strong for this one right here, but red candle, not the best thing you want to be seeing when buying stocks. The one over here, which is VOR, similar setup there, red candlestick, hammer candle, but you could also kind of just see that the trend is kind of slowing down. I mean, just look at this recent higher high right here, and then compared to this one, I mean, we barely even touched the high, and then we just showed a weakness. Automatic sell-off, you don't want to be seeing that at all. So compare those two. I mean, even looking back at this one, you see these highs over here? That's like prime weakness right there. You don't want to be seeing hesitation when the price does make a high. And compare those two to this one right here. Pretty strong, relatively strong, I should say. It's obviously not strong, but it definitely covered a good amount here once it made the higher high from this recent swing over here. So this is definitely a lot better than the other 2 examples here. Not only that, but we have the green candle right here formed. Now, unfortunately for this one right here, NRIX, I sent this watch list out at 12:15. So near the end of the day, let's go back and take a look at NRIX. Near the end of the day, it did end up moving down here, kind of forming a doji candle, but it turned into a red candle, which I didn't really like. I could have still traded this one, not gonna lie, but I kind of hesitated a little bit. That's why I always tell all of you guys in the Discord here that every entry must be done within the last 5 minutes of the trading day, simply because, well, if we look back at the chart over here, you'll see that literally in the last 15 minutes, massive sell-off right there, which pretty much ruined the whole trading setup here. As a matter of fact, now that I'm looking back at this, I think we actually taken a trader here in this specific stock, NRIX. I think we entered on this candle here, beautiful hammer candle here, and I think we took our profit like somewhere over here. So this is actually a recent stock that we traded not so long ago. You'll probably find a video of me talking about this specific stock here, but unfortunately it didn't close like I expected it to. So the only 4 here out of the watch list here that we actually did trade was RVMD here. Now, RVMD, essentially what I'm looking for here when I scan for these stocks, which I use Finviz, the website. I've made plenty of videos talking about that. I'm not going to go over it in terms of the scanning. But to give you a rough idea of what I'm looking for here is a massive uptrend here, with the moving averages are all separated pretty nicely, and all of them are pointing upward. We trade pullbacks into the moving average, so we kind of had a slight pullback recently over here, and then we wait for a reversal candle to form at this point or near the moving average. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We have our watch list here. Sorry, we have our spreadsheet here, which we currently have 2 open positions. So one of them is the brand new one that we took, RVMD, which you're looking at on the screen back here. And then the other one is CRWD. So we're still holding this one. I think we traded this one last week on Friday. Yeah, so CRWD, this was actually slightly different simply because we did end up trading the 50 moving average here as opposed to the 20 moving average. So the pullback is a little more aggressive, definitely taking on more risk here, especially because, well, like I said, I don't really trade bounces from the 50 moving average. It's typically the 20 moving average, but it's still something that I definitely would want to experiment just for future references. Maybe this does work out over the span of 20, 30, 40 trades, and then I'll trade pullbacks into the 50 moving average. But of course, if it doesn't result in a profit after like 30, 40 trades of trading the pullback to the 50, then in that case, I'll just completely eliminate the idea and only trade the 20 simple moving average. So yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at right now. I have 5 shares of this one. I have not yet added to this at all. And for RVMD, of course, we just entered today. Nice little hammer candle that formed. So hopefully tomorrow we do get to see a nice little push up above here. And for some reason I don't have my levels here laid out, but because I usually do this to the phone. But let me see if I could pull it up right here somehow. You might be wondering right now, where exactly am I taking my profits and all that good stuff, my stop losses? Well, here it is. So you might need to zoom in a little bit. I don't know why the lines weren't showing earlier, but if you guys want specific numbers, I'll give them to you right now. But essentially, stop loss is pretty much under the reversal candle, which is exactly where this red line is at. And then the first adding point is 217, so pretty much right here. And then the second one is right above the recent high, and then the target would be way over here at this blue line over here. So how am I getting these numbers? I'm not just yapping here. I do have the complete trade management plan right here for RVMD. I always use Grok to calculate the trading plan here for me, just because it would simply be way too much calculating for me, since I do use the ATRs to calculate the targets, the stop loss, the adding points, and ultimately just the share size. So obviously you don't want to be doing that when you have minutes to enter a trade. So ideally, the only thing I send out, I think I have an example. If we go back up here, you'll see that this is pretty much all I send out every single day to the chat bot here. The account balance, the open of the reversal candle, the close of the reversal candle, and then the ATR of the stock. And it pretty much crunches all those numbers and just gives me a clean risk management plan for that whole trade. And then as the days go on, obviously I do whatever the plan tells me to do. And yeah, so if you want a further explanation of this strategy, I do have a quick little summary here for you guys. Feel free to take it by all means. As a matter of fact, feel free to join the Discord. I do send out free watch lists here every single day, like I mentioned earlier. Although in some cases there will be days where I simply just don't send out any, because of course if there's no good setups, there is no reason for me to take any trades. So feel free to join here. Feel free to take this strategy right now if you want. This is purely an ATR based strategy here, so keep that in mind when you're coming in here, and don't expect to be trading every single day. That's just simply not realistic. There'll be some days where you have nothing to trade and you just have to walk away from your phone or your computer, or just the whole market in general. But that's going to be it, you guys. Quick little update on the channel here. I still have 2 trades, or I currently have 2 trades. One of them is a brand new one that we just entered today. So hopefully tomorrow this does pick up some momentum and we get to see a new higher high, potentially add until obviously it hits our target. But I'm going to end it right there. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little video, quick little update for you guys. If you guys have any questions, any comments, maybe even advice, go ahead and drop it down below, and leave a like and subscribe, you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Stay focused.